Welcome to Don't Quote Me on That. One day we will have an intro, but today is not that day. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Don't Quote Me on That, where this week I get to talk about whatever I want. And additionally, happy Pride. Be nice to a gay person today, and that's it. That's not it. But for the sake of this not being a 3-hour long episode, that's it. As you might notice, I am alone this week, this episode, and I have been given free reign to talk about whatever I want. And I have decided to talk about an album that is very near and dear to my heart. It's called The Loneliest Time by Carly Rae Jepsen. For those not familiar, you might recall the name from Call Me Maybe, or Good Time, featuring Owl City. I know how to talk. And so today we're just gonna go through the album, we're gonna chit-chat about it. And first things first, the album is a little old by now. It's, I don't know, over 6 months old. It's as old as Midnights by Taylor Swift. It came out the exact same day as Midnights by Taylor Swift, which I think is a shame because the album is very good, but it got understandably overshadowed. And I also, I say that, but that's mostly because personally, for me, it was, because I didn't realize, I knew Carly Rae Jepsen had a new album, but then Taylor Swift was putting out an album, and that is what I heard about. I don't know how big the overlap of their demographics is, but I feel like there's got to be some, and also just, news outlets and that sort of stuff would probably be a little bit quicker to listen to the new Taylor Swift than the new Carly Rae Jepsen. So that's a shame. I wish I knew enough about the music industry to know how and who and when release dates were chosen. Because, you're not going to see Beyonce and Taylor Swift putting out new things on the same day. I feel like they've got a pretty big overlap, and they're both incredibly popular. I'm not going to comment on who is more popular, but they're both big names. Back in the good old days, that's a joke. You wouldn't have 5 Seconds of Summer and One Direction release an album at the same time, But still, it's a good album. It took me about 2 months to actually listen to it, but when I did, it was great. The album is 54 minutes long, and I had an hour-long flight, so I really lucked out with that. And yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm going to go chronologically, and yeah, let's do it. The first song is called Surrender My Heart, and this was a single. The video for this is an entire production. It's got, Jane Krakowski, I believe I'm saying that correctly, from 30 Rock, and I think from The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. She was in that as well. But honestly, let's be real. From 30 Rock and from Carly Rae Jepsen's music video. It is a very strong opener. I believe I am a very big proponent of having a good opener. I think not only does it set the tone for the album very well, it sounds fun. It's catchy. It's a bop, if the kids still say that. And I think one thing you're sort of missing out on a solo episode is my regular co-host, Kalina, is very good at picking up actual similarities or little swells and hints in the music. And I'm just not as good at that, so you're gonna miss some of that. I'm very much a lyrics person when it comes to music. Like, it's gotta sound good, but the lyrics are kind of what I like the most. But Surrender My Heart is basically, as the title suggests, kind of, it's almost a pep talk, sort of, to herself about opening up and being vulnerable and kind of almost getting over yourself, so that you can kind of show yourself fully to somebody. And it sounds fun. This album sounds fun. And there are so many better ways to say that. But you're gonna hear a lot. It sounds fun. Yeah. And I like the pre-chorus is very fun. And I don't know, she talks about being brave, and it's a good opener, okay? I'm sorry. It just is. And now we're gonna move on, because I'm gonna get stuck in a loop here quite a lot where I just say, oh, it was good. No, obviously it was good. That's why I chose it. Sorry, I'm a little annoying. Moving on, next song is called Joshua Tree. And I think, I don't know enough about Carly Rae Jepsen's personal life, to kind of make connections as I am, mostly because I don't care, that's her business. But also, I've listened to a good chunk of her discography, and kind of California comes up as a theme a lot. I think she lives in LA, which might be why. It might be a general Hollywood thing. I don't know. But here, there's, in Joshua Tree, which is, I don't know if it's a national park or just a nature place. I think it's a national park, though. In California, there's a line that says, "California dreaming's never what it seems," which is just cute. Okay. And there's also a lot of moon imagery in this album, and like nature sort of stuff, which I enjoy. She says, I'm feeling dramatic. I like the moon and the magic. And me too, Carly. The song is a little bit more lower key, and I'll be honest with you, it's not my favorite off the album, just because there's kind of, the chorus is, like, it sounds fun, but it's really just a lot of vocalizing and not a lot of sounds, which just isn't really my favorite. I like wordy songs, which is annoying to say, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be ashamed of what I like. I'm a little ashamed. I'm also a little bit ashamed about how I communicate it, but it's fine. But this song is good. I don't love the order of this album, but I also don't have any suggestions, so I feel bad bringing it up, but like, I feel like those songs could have been ordered better. Maybe it's just because some of the songs I don't like as much, and so they're back to back. I just don't want them back to back, but I don't know. I sort of like, and if you listen to, I think our last episode where Clean and I each made albums, like, I was very big on sort of charting an emotional course with an album, with the album that I made, and I kind of, I don't know. It's got to flow. Either the content has to flow thematically, the songs have to flow sonically. I just feel like this album doesn't flow as well as it could, which is interesting because I feel like sometimes a lot of the albums Clean and I review, we talk a lot about how they sound the same. And these don't sound the same. They sound like they all come from the same person in the same era, which is, you know, the kind of the same that you want your albums to sound like. But they just, some of the songs are just a little bit too different to put back to back. Which is how I feel about Joshua Tree, because I think Surrender My Heart and Talking to Yourself, which is track 3, are both kind of very punchy. and Joshua Tree is just a little bit slow to be put in between them. So it's kind of go you up and then down and then up. But I don't know. I didn't think long enough about how I would rather it be ordered. So you're just getting that. But moving on, Talking to Yourself. Beautiful song, 10 out of 10. I added this to my playlist immediately as I listened to it. And it's about basically hoping that you have made such an impact on somebody that they are thinking about you all the time. Part of lyrics are, am I keeping you up at night? I'll never let you be. Do you talk to me when you're talking to yourself? Does it kill you that you're thinking of me? We're getting a little insane here in a way that I very much enjoy. Another good line is, both the delivery and the actual content, is, you are never just miserable without taking me with you all the way. And she somehow got miserable and with you all to rhyme. And they do rhyme, and just the way that she does it is very nice. And the song is poppy, sort of. I think she does really good pop. She does beautiful, almost 70s, 80s, but also 2000s sort of vibes, okay? I don't know enough about music to be assigning decades to this, but it's fun, it's punchy, and I hope it does kill you that you're thinking of me, okay? I do. Because I hope I haunt everybody who has ever wronged me like a ghost that they can't get rid of. Anyway, we're moving on to Far Away. And this is just another example of the song sonically and thematically is just, it's so Talking to Yourself is, I'm going to say it again, is, we've broken up and I hope I'm sticking with you, but not really in a good way. Far Away is about hoping and the very, near future that you get back together with somebody and, give it a second try in a hopeful way. And just coming right off of Talking to Yourself, it's a little bit too slow. And also, we've just moved completely on from I hope I haunt you in your dreams to, I need you, tell me you need me. Those are the sweetest words of my whole life. You could put my feet back on the ground. Let me kiss all of those tears coming down. It's just, it's a big jump that I don't necessarily appreciate. Okay? But it's an okay song. It's not my favorite. I just don't really like very slow songs. And I also don't really believe in the concept of getting back together, which is bold for me to say because I've never really had anything to get back together. But I don't know. I say that in this song, but then there's another song that is about, I think what it is there's another song that we'll get to later that has a very similar concept thematically, but just personally to me is handled a lot better sonically, and I just like it better. So I'm thinking now that I'm talking that I'm kind of a hypocrite to say that I don't believe in getting back together, but the other song is about getting back together, and it's probably my favorite off the entire album. So maybe the problem is that I just don't know what I'm talking about. And I don't have Kalina here to tell me to shut up. So I'm going to shut myself up. And we're going to move on to track 5, Sideways. This is not my favorite on the track, but it is definitely, I'm not going to order my top 5 because we'd be here forever, but this is in my top 5, okay? I have my one favorite, and then I have a bunch of other, you know, secondary favorites. This is a secondary favorite. This song, it sounds fun, it sounds hip, it kind of sounds giddy, kind of. You know, you're giddy, you've got your, you know, your first crush, perhaps. It's a little bit more mature than that, but it's a first love, honeymoon phase sort of song. And it's fun, okay? We've got, you know, I'm that annoying type who don't care if there's traffic because I've got plans tonight. Everything's going my way, and I like to get my way. And I, as somebody who likes to get their way, I can support that. It's just cute, okay? You know, she says, I get all my confidence from you. And, you know, one more cute disaster said, I love you twice before you could even answer. It's hard here in paradise. And I just think that's an incredibly cute concept, okay? It is hard here in paradise. I do like things to go my way. There you go. Moving on to Beach House. See, Sideways going into Beach House makes sense to my brain. Because they're both punchy, they're both fun, sonically. They're about completely different things, but it's good, okay? I think they make sense to go one right after the other. Beach House is about first dates and how much they suck, and also how men are creepy. The video for this is also very fun. It's very colorful. The song starts with basically, she numbers a couple of boys. You know, boy number 1 did this, boy number 2. Boy number, I can't keep track anymore. It's, you know, I've been on this ride. This roller coaster is a carousel, and I'm getting nowhere. And then the chorus is so fun. I'm not going to read it to you because I cannot do it justice the way that she does. But it's just fun, and it talks about how boys suck, and it also has some harvest your organs kind of talk, okay? I love that. It's basically, it's about how, you know, men are not all that they cracked up to be, and sometimes you find that out on the first date in humorous ways, alright? I know, I'm selling it so well. We've got, like, I've got a lake house in Canada, and I'm probably gonna harvest your organs. I've got a beach house in Malibu, and I'm probably gonna hurt your feelings. I will be honest, I understand the difference between a lake house and a beach house, but a lake house just sounds like a higher tax bracket to me than a beach house. But also, I don't expect to be matching with millionaires on Tinder, so we'll see. And apparently Beach House was inspired by, like, an afternoon on a dating app, which is hilarious. Anyway, we're going back to lower key with Ben's, and I think Beach House to Ben's makes sense because you're doing, like, a complete 180. And again, I'm going to be contradicting myself about what I like in terms of going from song to song. But this is an example of doing something completely different, but it working. This song is, honestly, I don't like it, okay? I'm sorry. It's just a little bit too slow for me, and I don't know. It's just not good. It's not fun for me. And I'm reading now that it is about the death of a family member. which makes me feel bad for not liking it, but now that I'm like rereading the lyrics with that context in mind, I like it a little bit more, because I was just having trouble putting an emotion on this song. There's nothing I could connect it to in my personal life, and typically I don't care what an artist intended for a song, like, to a point. I don't care, but this, reading that puts the song in a new light. I still don't love the sound, but it makes a lot more sense, and I'm seeing it in a different way. And usually when I'm having these profound realizations, Clinic can jump in and talk, but unfortunately she's not. So you're just getting me saying like and kind of a billion times, and I'm sorry about that, except for I'm really not. But the song is good. Well, it's good now that I know. She says, "Here's a jar of tears I cried," which I appreciate because I love a little bit of drama. Yeah, but we're gonna move on. Another song that I don't like, I'm sorry. The song is about falling in love, which, I don't know, good for her, okay? The song is just a little bit too slow for me, but I do think it flows well going from bends to western wind, and it's, I don't know, the song flows very well, and it's put together very well. It's just not my taste. And I think part of it is I'm just not a nature person. And this song is very kind of, I don't know. It kind of feels like you're falling in love in a desert, but not like a, apocalyptic desert, but like a nice Joshua Tree covered camping sort of area, which is just not my vibe. And I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry, because I can like whatever I want. We're going into another song that I don't like. Sorry. I don't not like it. It's fun. It's just a little... Maybe I'm just too bitter to like songs about falling in love at this point in my life. This song sounds very good, though. I like the sound of it. It's also about a man, which, like, not really my thing. But it's fun. It's so nice. It's basically about how you have started dating somebody, and they're good. They're nice. They're not making you worry like other people have. And it took you by surprise, because you know how it's like you never find what you're looking for where you're looking for it. And there's also a very cute part where she's just kind of like listing out things that are good about this man, and she goes, it's different, it's easy, you communicate, you don't make me wait, and you say whatever comes through your mind. And then in the background, a man's voice says, "I love you," which is just done very well. And it's very cute. And I'm glad she's in love, and I'm sorry that I'm hiccuping. We're gonna move on to a song that I really like a whole lot. Not my favorite, but again, up there. It's called Bad Thing Twice, and to me, this song is about how there's a man who is bad, but that you would like to be doing it again. And I don't think it's about like cheating on somebody and doing it again, just a person that you know is not good for you. It starts with, "I don't remember you, I try not to go there, I need a spotless mind," which apparently could be according to Genius could be a reference to Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, but I don't think it is. I think it's just I need to be able to forget you so that I don't keep coming back to you. Which is smart, and honestly, more people should take that advice, because sometimes we don't need people. But then she asks in this song, is it her destiny? She wants to do a bad thing twice. This is a critical test. Also, you were the king and I was the soldier. I fought for your attention. See, do not be going back to somebody who makes you feel like that, because it's not good. But also sometimes, you catch that fever. You shouldn't be there, and you've only got yourself to blame. This song, it sounds good. It's relatable to me. It's fun. Just move on. This song is another one of my favorites. I think it flows well from Bad Thing Twice to Shooting Star as well. It's just, I think it's just I don't know. The slow songs are just not my favorite, and sometimes they feel a little bit weird squished in where they are. But we're on a good streak so far. This next song, it's called Shooting Star. It's poppy, it's hip, it's fun. It's about how it's similar to So Nice, where it's like you found somebody, you're having fun, it's new, but it feels right, and if, things keep going all right, you could keep this on forever. Which we like, okay? We like being fun, we like being in love, and I'm not gonna keep going about it because I don't want to embarrass myself on the internet. Okay. And it's just good. And the best line is, somebody told me there's a full moon. And I just love moons and wolves and all sorts of stuff like that. And she also talks about being a Scorpio, which I think is so funny because Kalina is a Scorpio and she hates astrology mentions in songs. So haha, get effed. We move on to Go Find Yourself or Whatever. This is a good song. I cannot listen to this song while I'm driving because I get too sad. I know I say I don't usually like slow songs, but this one I do because I've said this before about Taylor Swift, where she's able to write emotions and convey them in a way that is, like, specific and broad at the same time, which doesn't sound like it's hard to do, but it is. It's hard to do correctly. And this song does that, because it's basically like, hey, this is what I've been giving you. I have no idea what you want. Clearly, it's not me. But what else is there? What do you genuinely, truly, what do you want? What can I do for you? But in the sort of way that's like, I can't do anything for you. And you need to just go, I need to go get rid of this. You need to go find yourself or whatever. The line in this that just kills me every time is, I wake up hollow, you made me vulnerable. And I feel like that just captures just how awful it is to lose somebody who just made you feel full, who made you feel, perhaps for the first time. Honestly, I like to think of Go Find Yourself or Whatever as almost a sequel song to So Nice, because is so nice is about how things are perfect and secure and you've never felt this way before and then go find yourself or whatever. It's just a completely 180 out of nowhere, at least on one side, out of nowhere, and it sounds like the other person has been, you know, plotting this, and you just don't know where it came from, and it's awful, and it tears you up in a beautiful way. The next song, we're almost done. I'm sorry, this is not going to be an hour long like usual. Next song is called The Loneliest Time. It's the title track. This had a little a trending moment on TikTok, if you will. The I'm coming back for you, baby part, that's this song. And I don't like this song very much, just because it tries to do just a little bit too many things. The I'm coming back for you, baby part is just completely different from the other part of the song, which is not a bad thing for me because I don't like the bridge of this song. I like the rest of it, but the bridge just ruins it a little bit for me, which is partly because I heard the TikTok sound a billion times before I actually heard the whole song. So I was sick of it. But it's cute. It talks about Shakespeare a little bit and how, you know, maybe there comes a time where you just don't want to, you don't want to be broken up anymore, but just for a night, which is nice, which is fine. If you want to try it, you can try it. And I think it handles I don't know. It's a good feeling. And it's not a good feeling. It's a good song for a very specific feeling about going back to just somebody. And apparently, allegedly, Carly Rae Jepsen referred to the song as her opus, which is adorable. It's a good song. It's just the TikTok of it all ruined it. I'm sorry. The next song is up there in terms of favorites. I think it might be tied for, I know I said I have one favorite, but I don't. I think I have two, and this is one of them. It's called Anxious. It is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. Okay. It just is. Okay. And it's obviously about being anxious. And how I get anxious, you know, you've got a reputation, I get anxious, can we move it to the bedroom? We just need to stop thinking. So, well, honestly, the anxious one just needs to stop thinking so hard and just get it started, okay? And it sounds good. Sonically, this is my favorite. I think this is my favorite sound of the whole album. And I think this might be a bonus track, but it shouldn't be. It should be the only song she plays ever a billion times on repeat. Not the only song, but like one of them. It's up there. And then almost done. I'm so sorry. These episodes are so short when I do them by myself because I feel like I just repeat myself the whole time. And then I feel frustrated that I've been repeating myself, but I also don't have a good enough memory to remember what I said to know if I'm repeating myself. And I need more adjectives to be able to describe songs, but unfortunately that's just not how my brain works. Moving on. No thinking over the weekend. I don't like it. I'm sorry. This is boring, but like not the kind of boring that I am okay with. This song made no impression on me. sorry. It's about being in love, and how this love has no limit. And I'm sorry. I don't like it. I think if I was at a different point in my life, I would appreciate it, because it sort of sounds, when you listen to it, you know she's singing about a relationship that just makes her feel wholly comfortable. You know, just being with your person, hanging out, you're on, just thinking, not thinking, just you can exist and be at one with this person, and it's cute, but I just don't connect with it. And now we're moving on to the best song that Carly Rae Jepsen has ever put out. Honestly, possibly the best song that anybody has ever put out ever. This is a bonus track as well. It's called Keep Away. And it's about getting back together. And how heartbreaking it is to want to be with somebody, and it's not right. And yeah, I do read too much fan fiction, and yes, there is a very specific fandom couple that I could relate this to, but it would be so embarrassing for me to do that, so I will not be. But if you are also a booktok or fan fiction kind of person, I recommend this song, because you're gonna have somebody that you oh god, I'm so sorry I'm saying these words out loud. If you're into this sort of thing, you're gonna have a ship that you can relate this to, and it's either gonna make it worse or better. I'm sorry. The song is just about how you were with somebody and you are not, and you miss them, and you know that it's time to give it another chance. Okay. I'm just gonna pull out lines now. She says, "I wish I never knew this kind of love. And keeping company with all the friends I got from you. I was trying to keep away from you. We're gonna need some land between our bodies." Oh man. It's beautiful. And at the end, she says, she's talking about how she's trying to keep away from this person. And at the end, she says, "Close the door. I've been yours for the longest time." Which I scream cry when I hear it. Okay. It's just such a beautiful sentiment of, yes, we had this time apart that we probably needed, but we're back and we're standing in front of each other, and just we both know that it's right. We needed the time apart to grow, but now we have grown, and it can just be us. And I think, unfortunately, I might have to, Clint and I were talking about doing a jukebox musical episode, and I might have to reformat this album for that, because I feel like this album can tell a beautiful story if it's tweaked a little bit, or not even tweaked, just reformatted, reordered. But anyway, that is The Loneliest Time. It is her 6th album. I am eagerly awaiting more. I love Carly Rae Jepsen. Kalina is not a Carly Rae Jepsen fan. I don't think it's that she doesn't like Carly Rae Jepsen. I think she just hasn't listened to Carly Rae Jepsen, which isn't her fault. But, you know, if you like Tom Hanks, he's in one of her music videos. He's always fun. And thank you so much for listening, and please listen to this album. And on top of that, follow us on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and anywhere that you get your podcasts. And thank you for listening, and next week Kalina will be back.
Thanks for listening, and don't quote me on that. One day we'll have an outro, but it's not today.